O kia ora koutou katoa, no mai haere mai, tēnei pō mo te kemu o poi uka. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Fraser Ballpark for a special edition here this evening where we've got a visiting team from Australia on our shores here in Aotearoa. And it's the under-23s men's division. It'll be Hutt Valley All-Stars team taking on Australia in tonight's nightcap. Started just underway already here at Fraser Ballpark. And thank you for tuning in here. Great to have you along for it. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper, and I'm going to introduce into commentary a star colour commentator joining us all the way from Brisbane, Australia, is Tech Kemp. Kia ora, Tech. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very good. Great to have you along this evening. And so we've got two teams out there, a Hutt Valley All-Star U23 team out in the field here in the top of the second innings. Just underway in this ball game, you can see Hutt Valley's only 2-0. It led off by Kirika Cooper-Nicola, hit a triple to left field, followed up by Josh Jacobs. He had a triple to right field in the top of the first innings, followed by a strikeout to O'Leary, then Kieran Bolger with a 6-3 ground-out scores a run, and another run comes in, so 2-0 to Hutt Valley in the top of the first innings. Australia on the flip side, they go down in order, 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the first. We're in the top of the second innings now, and there is loaded bases at this time. Before I go any further, let's name the two teams that are playing out there tonight. So batting order for the Hutt Valley All-Star teams. Te Kirika Cooper-Nicola, the centre fielder, leading off in the top spot. Josh Jacobs, the second baseman, he's hitting 2 today. Logan O'Leary, the left fielder, will be hitting 3. Kieran Bolger's at shortstop today in the clean-up spot. Caleb Taylor, he's got the duties at first base, hitting 5 today. Rico Morris is at right field, hitting 6. Noah Krogan will be the designated player. Just saw him up to bat before, picked up a walk. And then Takun Kaitarana, who also picked up a walk. He is in the 8th spot, playing third base today. The batting order rounded out for Hutt Valley will be the catcher, Trey Feary. Gives you the top 9 batters here for this Hutt Valley All-Stars team. Defensively, I can't think of anyone better to announce the defensive lineup than our friend visiting from Australia, Tech Kemp. Way to go, Tech.
Thanks, Chopper. For the Aussie team, we have Matt Bedwell, who's pitching to Mackie Taufa. And first base, we have Ethan Goffer. Second base, we have Sam Seach. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Cody Smith. Okay, third base, we have Nick Gurman, the Germinator.
The Germinator.
Yeah. And shortstop, we have the flying mullet, Corey List. And left field, we have Nick Crouch. Centre field, Sam Seach. And rounding it off, in right field, we've got Lockie Coe.
Oh, there you go. There's Australia U23 national team around the horn for you. 9 of some of the best from the country. So we just see the first out here in the top of the second innings from the catcher, Trey Feary. Back to the top of the shop now. Te Kirika Cooper-Nicola led off the game with a triple down the left field line. You mentioned the battery for the Australian team tonight, Tech, is Matthew Bedwell throwing to, is it Mikey?
No, Mackie.
Mackie,
yep.
Thank you. Mackie,
yep.
Mackie Taufa. What do we expect from the battery from Australia here tonight?
Oh, you've got a Victorian pitching to a New South Wales, and Matt's new to the Aussie lineup, whereas MJ's actually played through with the Aussie under-18. So it's sort of Matt's on his first. He's a little bit younger as well, so it's his first experience in the Aussie uniform. So yeah, all good experience for him too.
Fantastic experience indeed. And Cooper-Nicola dispatches his second hit of the ball game to left field, a double. He'll stand up at 2 and drive in 2 more runs. So Hutt Valley leading 4-0 at this point. It'll bring up the second baseman, Josh Jacobs. Tech, I understand you've been in New Zealand for a couple of days now doing a bit of a tiki tour. Where have you been?
Yeah, we went through the museum in the city, and we went up through the cable car. So obviously growing up here, I sort of have a bit of knowledge and stuff around the city. But yeah, showing my hubby and my son, so it's good experience for them as well.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that, Tech, yourself. You are a big part of the softball landscape in Australia with your Stingers program, but you say you were brought up in New Zealand. Tell us a little bit about your history in New Zealand.
I have Australian parents. My mum and dad came over here to work with a 6-month-old, my older sister. I was born here, younger sister born here. And then at 16, we moved back to Oz. So it's, I sort of completed my schooling over there.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Just totting up things here. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, getting underway. Just a smidge late here this evening as we see another run coming off the bat of Gerbes in the innings. A little bit late, of course, Tech. Not all of us are on vacation, so we're at work today. But we really wanted to broadcast tonight's game. Anytime a national team visits our shores in New Zealand, we really want to broadcast them and show them the rest of the country who's here to play.
Yeah.
So, top of the second innings here, Hutt Valley with a strong start in this one as this one fouls back. And apologies, this is Josh Jacobs still batting. Of course, that runner came in while he was out to bat. Waiting on the hole is Logan O'Leary. So we talk about this all-star team, Tech, and you've followed the Hutt Valley Wellington competition a bit with your son, as we see on screen at the moment, Corey Liss playing shortstop here, played for the Tōtara Park Premier Men's team this season. You'll see that the all-star team here, as we see a little inside-out swing, this will dunk in, and Hutt Valley will convert their 6th run of the ball game here in the 6th innings. In the second innings. Just finishing that with Corey, been playing, and you've followed a little bit of the competition. You can see the teams, the all-star team, all wearing their own club uniforms. So in this case, up to bat now, Logan O'Leary, that's Hutt City United. Up next is Kieran Bolger, Punika Kalbini, the gentleman who just hit. Josh Jacobs comes out of the Island Blade Club. So great idea for tonight's game.
Absolutely. It's a case of throwing the experience of these other players, local players.
There's a big shot, baby, going back. And Logan O'Leary just unleashes a 2-run bomb to dead red centre field. And boy, oh boy, Tech, I don't know what Australia thought when they hopped off the plane, but what a slight rude welcome.
Absolutely. Welcome to welcome to New Zealand. It's But yeah, I'm sure the boys will bounce back. It's like I said, it's all experience for them as well. So.
Tech, the Australian 23s team management staff, we see Scotty Sunnelly, the head coach, out there to chat with them. Who else have they got on their management this year?
Josh McGovern, who's a current Steelers player, been to several World Cups and plays out of ICs over in USA as well. So it's a lot of experience sort of coming from that player, background type of thing as well, giving their experience back to the boys. So
fantastic. Yeah. And if we got a bit of a break in the play here, so you mentioned about the pitcher and catcher being Victoria and New South Wales.
Correct.
Well, we know young Corey Liss, the shortstop's from Queensland. Nick German, the third baseman, where's he from?
He's a Queenslander. Him and Corey have actually been playing since they were like 12, so
fantastic.
Been through all the ranks, with Queensland. So.
Kieran Bolger, the PK representative on this all-star team, he steps in to go to work here. Second baseman for the Australian side, Cody Smith, where's he from?
He's a Victorian also,
okay.
So it's, he comes with a fair bit of experience. He was in the under-23 World Cup, the championship team that went to the World Cup in 23.
Yeah.
And then you've got the youngest of 5 brothers with Ethan Goffer.
Yeah, I've met Ethan before. He's a bit of a character.
He is.
He's a Queenslander, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Queenslander through and through. So, yes, the youngest of 5 of which have all played for Australia at various levels. So, it's, he is a character.
Samuel Seach at centre field, as we see Bolger go down on the strikes with a second out here. Samuel Seach at centre field, where is he from?
Yeah, he's a Victorian also.
Gotcha.
He came away with the with the Australian under-18s back in 2020 at the World Cup here.
Yeah,
so he has that World Cup experience as well.
And if we keep on the outfield here, Lachlan. Is it Coe?
Lockie Coe, yes.
Lockie Coe. Where is he from?
He's in New South Wales, but he probably lives close. He's trained with the Queensland boys over the last, so he's real northern New South Wales. So
gotcha.
it's,
And Nick Crouch, he's a Queenslander, isn't he?
He's a Queenslander, yeah. He was MVP of under-23 nationals last year, so it's, yeah, good with the bat and ball. He's been away with several of our Stingers tours, you know, through Makassar and through the States and stuff as well, so...
Well, there you go. We're all done through the top of the second innings, but it's not before the Hutt Valley All-Star U23 men's team. They go through 9 batters, put on 6 runs. They lead the ball game 8-0. Bottom of the second coming up next, and we come back.
From the humble beginnings of a Wellington garage and with a good helping of Kiwi Can Do, Resine have been proudly colouring New Zealand since 1946. Environmentally approved quality paints, colours and expert advice, all available at your local Resine colour shop. Our friendly team are here to help you get the best results for your project. With creative colours and innovative paint all made right here in New Zealand. You can rely on Resine to get the job done.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Fraser Ballpark and a special bonus coverage here this evening. It is the visiting side from Australia, the U23 national team, taking on the All-Star Hutt Valley side at the moment. Bottom of the second innings now. Hutt Valley with the lead 8-0. And let's give you the lineup for both teams out there on the field for you. We're up to number 4 in the order. That's Hayden Dobe. Tech, you tell me if I get any of these wrong.
Nah, that's perfect.
Yeah, Hayden Doe. He's in the 4th spot. Well, let's start at the top of the order for them with Samuel Seachers leading off. Ethan Goffer was hitting 2 today. Cody Smith is in the 3 spot. And as we mentioned, Hayden Doe, designated play, he's hitting right now. Corey List will be hitting 5 today. Nick German is in the 6th spot. Mackie Telfer will be hitting 7 today. Lachlan Coe is in the 8th spot. And Nick Croach will round out the batting order for the boys from down under Australia here this evening. Defensively for the Hutt Valley All-Star U23 team, it is Logan and Leary, the home run hitter at left field, to Kitika Cooper Nicola at centre, and Rico Morris gets the start at right field here this evening. Takwin Akraitiana gets the start in the hot corner third base. Kieran Bulge is at shortstop. Josh Jacobs is paired up the middle with him at second. Caleb Taylor, the Cowboys, over at first base. Behind the dish is doing the catching is mastered and based to the park player, that is Trey Ferris, a hard hit ball, and Cooper Nicola will take care of that one for the first out. And it was Nate Thierson, the original starter on the hill. They've made a change here now in the second innings. Josh Merritt, the Poniki Calburni representative in this All-Star team, will now take over on the hill. Tech, the boys, and of course Corey's a little different to them because he's been living here throughout the season. But these Aussie boys, when did they get into town?
Yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They left it very early, so they flew out from Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane.
Yeah.
And they all arrived at Wellington within sort of half an hour of one another,
perfect.
which was, yeah, no.
So Merritt now with a low lifter. This is Corey List, the starting shortstop this evening for Australia. As we mentioned, we really touched on, he's been here all season. There's the assistant coach for Australia and their arms crossed at this point. But the young Corey List has been played a full season out here in Hutt Valley for the Totara Park Softball Club. Obviously, don't have to tell Tex, she knows what he does, but he's obviously a very good infielder, a handy shortstop, but also a very good pitcher as well. So we might see a little bit of his pitching prowess this evening. We'll find out as we go through this one. One away here in the bottom of the first innings. 3 balls down, 1 strike to count. Tech coming into tonight's game, and I know they've probably had a couple of trainings and things since they've been here, but what will Australia be looking to get out of tonight's game, doubleheader?
Well, I think just putting them all together, sort of just to build a bit of cohesion and you know, sort of bit of bonding and stuff to sort of work out and going into the qualifiers. It's you know, sort of look at the bench. The bench at the moment is probably the strongest bench. You know, they're all sort of in there. So I think it's just about getting everyone game time, bit of experience, getting the nerves and stuff out of there. This is Nick Gurman up to bat.
Yeah. And is that how you say his last name?
Gurman.
Gotcha.
Yep, Gurman.
Okay, I've got a German heritage, so
yeah.
I kind of said German
Yeah.
before, but Gurman.
I think he's been called several things and something similar, but yeah, near enough.
So the young Queenslander now shapes up for butt and pulls back. Liz still at first base there. For those that haven't had the pleasure of seeing softball at Fraser Ballpark on Diamond 1, they have an artificial turf we can see on screen with you, just for the infield. And therefore, there's a good shot. The players wear moulded soles on this turf, no medals. The outfield can wear medals in the grass, but when they come up to bat, they've got to wear a moulded sole. The pitcher can wear medals.
Yep.
But when they come to bat again, they've got to.
I think several of ours had to borrow some, actually, because we don't wear moulds back home, so it's they're out of that age group. It's sort of medals everywhere. So
I think originally the idea was to be able to play medals on this type of surfaces.
Yep.
But they've had a couple of times where the artificial grass has got torn.
Yeah.
And of course it's quite a number to get these things installed, and so fair enough, I suppose.
So if the pitcher's hit, do they have to change shoes, or they?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
if the pitcher's going to hit after coming off, if he uses medals on the mound, then yeah, you're right. Of course, the other thing in New Zealand, which I've talked to a lot of Kiwis, I'm not that happy about, is in New Zealand we pitch off a rubber mat. And that is not much fun as we see Gurman go down on strike. So 2 away here. Yeah, rubber mat tech instead of off the block. I mean, we've got one association that uses the block. That's North Harbour in New Zealand. But something we're trying to get ourselves around.
We pitch off the mats generally, until they go to nationals, and then it's off the block from there.
Oh, they'll bring up to bat now. Mackie Telfer.
Affectionately known as MJ.
This one is a high throw, and Liz will swipe second base. That's not enough, but and unfortunately to the third baseman, too hot to handle for Kraitiana at third base, and Liz will swipe not just 1 base, but 2 now at third base.
I think he nearly winded himself, didn't he?
Well, I tell you what, from the centre fielder, Cooper Nicola, he's a gun. And he actually baited him into that. And then he had that ball there, arrived a day early, but unfortunately the third baseman couldn't quite handle it. So Telfer still working here, rise ball through the zone. And Australia 60 feet away from opening their scoring here in the bottom of the second innings. This one down low. Here comes List, and he will score. So Australia do get their first run of the ball game. Tech, that's going to make you happy.
Oh, absolutely. Not a very elegant slide sort of going into 2, but yeah, we'll take it.
We see that one just sneak away, and the List is in. And your commentary partner's just rolled up, so I can hand this over when he's ready. I'll let him get himself situated. Beautiful evening here this evening, 18 degrees Celsius. Cloudy conditions, but I'm happy to report not a hint of rain on the radar. There was a couple of drops earlier, but I think they were just drops, so we're expecting a good night of fast pitch softball here. A double header. This game, which started at 6:15 this evening, and the second game will kick off at p.m. Of course, all the action brought to you by Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, in conjunction with our friends here at the Hutt Valley Softball Association. Taufa with a cut on that one. Just goes back out of the way.
I think several of the parents asked what the temperature was like, and I could pleasantly say to them that the weather is ideal for Wellington. It's like we drove past the harbour and it was like glass. Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, no wind.
No.
So we'll take a bit of rain for sure, but if we dodge the Wellington wind,
yep,
then we're happy campers, that's for sure. So 2-2 the count here, 2 away in the bottom of the second innings. Australia just struck their first run of the ball game. And we'll see a little change up. You can see Damien Collins on camera shot there. Just rolled it. He's got the old school Beyond the Dugout hoodie and hat on tonight. He's bringing it back, Tick. He's bringing it back.
Yep, absolutely. I thought he'd come in with his TP jumper.
Yeah. If I had $1 for every time Damien asked me, when are we starting the podcast again? I'll tell you what, I wouldn't need to work again. This one gets away.
Wouldn't need funding, bro.
So Taufa is down to first base with a walk. So 2 walks issued here in the innings. And they'll send out their designated runner, Ty Thurston. Jai, sorry.
Jai, yeah,
and
Jai.
I know him. He's a Western Australia man, isn't he?
He is. He played in the under-18 World Cup in Mexico.
Yep. So Thurston is
Little
on.
speedy.
Little speedster.
Yep.
Let's see what he can bring. Look at that jumping, like a jumping jack over there. I think he's got one thing on his mind here, Ted.
Yep.
This one through the zone. Off he goes, first pitch. And Thurston will grab second base. On that ricochet, he will grab third with ease. And you said he's quick, but how quick?
Yeah, super quick. Look at him go.
Just bounces out of that. Then finds his way around to third base. And Australia, well, when they've got an opportunity here this evening, and they've been limited ones, to be fair, so far, only just started, they really have taken them, haven't they?
They have. It's just a matter of the experience with the boys taking the most of the opportunity. And like you said, and then
that one skids away, and the speedster Thurston.
I think it's going to take a bit to get used to sliding on the AstroTurf. I don't think it's
yeah. He's in though. That doubles the score for Australia here in the bottom of the second innings. 8 runs to 2 now. And I thought, instead of making Damien wait, let's bring him in now.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you reckon? I mean, he's a sharp-looking character. Unlike Chopper, which is more like a face for radio, Tick. now you've met me, you know why. That'll bring up to bat here, Lockie Clough, the right fielder here this evening. And if I go any further, Tick, should we welcome Damien?
Absolutely.
Kia ora and welcome, Damien.
Kia ora, team. How are we?
Very good, mate. Very good.
Apologies for being late.
No, completely fine.
Where's your note?
Hall pass.
I know Mel will be listening, so she can send it through.
Oh.
Not going into too many details, but good meeting.
Good meeting. Oh, mate, we had an allergy test for the little man, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, things to work on.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Well, as long as he's not allergic to softball, we're all good.
No, he's definitely not that, mate. Definitely not.
Indeed.
Born into the wrong family if he is.
So the Australia struck for 2 runs here in the bottom of the second innings. Real quick start to this game, Damien, to bring you up to speed here. Te Kirika, Cooper Nicola and Josh Jacobs combine at the top of the order with a couple of triples, and then they come in to score those 2 runs at the top of the first innings. The second innings for the Hutt Valley All-Star team, they apply 6 runs, go through 9 batters, does Hutt Valley. So sitting in the box seat. However, Australia here in the bottom of the second have just played a 2 runs. So, as we know, you Aussies are grafters.
Yep, absolutely. Never give up.
There's a lot of grafters in the 04 as well. It should be fun to watch.
Yep.
This one's up top, and that'll do us through 2 complete here. Australia strike for 2 runs. They'll be happy about that. And we've got ourselves a ball game now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action here live from Fraser Ballpark. International friendly. Australia, Hutt Valley All-Stars, U23 men.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sorensen Field here at Fraser Ballpark. You're watching the international friendly between Hutt Valley All-Stars and Australia under-23s. The day into the country, and they're playing on a ground that they'll probably never play on again. Rico Morrison's a bat now. The right fielder goes swinging on the outside. Tick, we've spoken heaps by message. Is probably the longest we've sat next to each other, though.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
Let's have some fun with it.
Yep.
Fouled away does Morris. 2 and 1. Should be 1 and 2. I'm pretty confident. Not usually. I am stoked to see that the club uniforms are out here tonight, and I'm even more chuffed to see that pinstripe of the Totara Park Softball Club.
Nice looking strip.
Yeah, we bought it back for clubs last year at clubs here at Fraser Park. First time the club was there for about 30 odd years.
Oh, wow.
So we went back to a uniform that we're actually decent in. And this is what we came up with.
Yep, love the pinstripes.
Corey says it's too white.
Oh.
But he likes to get dirty for sure.
Yep. That's one thing about playing on the AstroTurf, eh? So it's not so quite hard on the washing, but
not
probably
too bad, but
yeah.
they do leave big black marks on the knees
yep.
in any sliding or anything that you go down on. But there's a lot of rubber on that turf, not just the mounds.
Yep.
Do you guys use the mat in Aussie?
We use the pitching mat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about as close as what they. Yeah, this would be the first time most of these boys have trained on or played on AstroTurf.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Came into the Hutt Valley a few years ago now. Used to be back-to-back skins right next where the turf is behind us. That used to be the second diamond. Big grandstand. I still cry looking out to it.
I like the idea though, because if you get a fair bit of rain, it's sort of it dries up pretty quick. So it's
hard hit ball by Morris down the first base, and he caught that. Might have shut it a little bit, but well played first base. Goffer?
Yeah.
Ethan Goffer.
Ethan Goffer.
Kai Papa Tahi, first base. Just had to check if he had it.
Oh, yeah. Lucky he did, because he went to the orange base, so it's, yeah. Lucky he caught it, mate.
Just to make sure he's in the safety. Hard hit shot by Rico Morris. Caught it first for the first outs. And that's going to bring in to bat Noah Kreinen, the designated player. Kreinen, the left-hand batter from the Hutt City United Club. Only been playing the game a few years. Was a cricketer up until under 17s. And then just took to the game. Still under 19s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, got a few national titles to his name. Along with a number of Hutt Valley members of this team. But he's a big unit. First day of Pukekohe a couple years ago, under 17s. We had a few hours to kill. And this young man smashed 6 burgers for lunchtime at Macca's like it was nothing. And that was the start of his tournament. All I saw was dollar bills and how I'm going to feed him for the next 5 days.
Oh, yeah. Taking away any young man's or the boys to feed them. Like I was involved with the girls program for so many
Of
years.
course,
And
yeah.
it's like, it's a completely different culture, taking the boys away. You got to take almost twice the amount of food.
Yeah, Noah, quite a good rugby player as well, front rower.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can put away some food. He's the second out, grounding outs, and now Taquin Karaitiana into bat now. Barber by trade keeps the team looking fresh. Always looking pretty fresh himself as well. Don't see the chain popped just yet.
Yeah. I was going to say, so Corey's played all season with him and not come home with a haircut?
Well,
Really?
he's had a haircut. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But no, those luscious locks at the back. And yeah, on deck, Trey Ferry and mate, the Mullet brothers, the battery of Totara Park Softball Club this season. Fit right in upper heart. Grounded out to Listy, who makes the play over to first with no worries with a quick 3 up and 3 down. Australia will much rather that innings. Keep the donut. Yeah, good defense.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the bottom of the third right after these.
To be the best, fight for what's never been done. Push past the pain. Reach beyond. The pain you feel today will be the strength you feel tomorrow. Someone has to be the best. Why not you?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark, home of the Ricoh Sports Centre, or what it's called for now. Well, it's definitely the home of the Hutt Valley Softball Association hosting the Australian Under-23s. There's Talon Van Poel. He's warming up the stick. Good old T. Good kid, that one. We've had some changes out there, so let's just check who. Number 28 is behind the dish. Oh, 29, is it? Is that Karen Bolger? Yes, that's a 9. Karen Bolger behind the dish to Nate Tierson on the hill. Nate coming back into the game here in the third. The Canadian Under-23 representative has about a week left in New Zealand. His 3rd year here. Loves it here, I hope. Hope he keeps coming back. Was joint winner of the MVP award at clubs with Corey Liss this year, so now they're head-to-head. Trey Ferry looks like he's in right field now. Jax Baldwin at second. Jacobs looks like he's moved over to shortstop. Just by looking around. Don't know how those Wellington players feel about being in the Hutt Valley All-Stars. But good to see Jaden Harris in a Hutt Valley uniform in that under 18 game on Diamond 2. Yes, he did. Kieran Bolger behind the dish is very handy shortstop, but last few years has been stepping up in the catching role. One of the youngest under 18s at the World Cup a couple of years ago at Palmy North. I think he went again last year.
Yeah, he was there with. He was over in Mexico too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Under 19s.
Yeah, surprised there's a couple of boys here that went in those 23 this weekend. But hey, I'm sure what we've got there is good enough. Yeah. Teston tries to pull the strings on the outside.
Crouchy picks himself a walk.
He does indeed.
And we're back to the top, I believe.
We are.
Yeah, Sam.
Crouch on first base, Sam Seach.
Sam Seach, yep,
Seach.
Correct.
Now you got to correct me on the names, just like Chopper got you to do beforehand. Bunt goes down. Thiessen scoops it up and gets it to Jackson in time. Jax in time at first for the second out, but it moves the runner. Crouch to second.
Sam Seach puts down perfect bunt. Great sacrifice bunt. Moves the runner around to 2.
Textbook, right?
Yep, absolutely. Puts Crouchy in a scoring position with young Ethan Goffer up to bat.
Is that a head full of hair, or is he...
Yeah, he's got a head full of hair.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
Absolutely.
You got to question some of these when you see them out the back. Our umpire for tonight's Tom Downs from the Cardinals Club, Hutt Valley Association board member, and Kelly Clifton, our official scorer for the Knights. Lauren Parker on the scoreboard. Where's that music coming from? Oh, outside.
So as we said earlier, Goffers come from a long line of Goffers of the 5 boys, and they've all represented Australia. So Ethan's the youngest of the 5.
Oh wow!
So they had Ashley and Shannon away with 23s with the World Cup, the world champs.
Popped up the middle. Jacobs makes sure of it over to first. I'm sure that's Jacobs. Yep, 26.
Yep, way to go. So Goffers just grounds out to shortstop and moves the runner around to 3. Did his job very well. Good wheels, Goff. Atta boy.
Now with the runner on 3, that's going to bring to back Cody Smith, the second baseman. Unless they've done a change.
No, that's Code. He's probably the most experienced in the team, and again went away with the 23s back in the World Cup. Recently been named in the Aussie Steelers squad as well.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
It's really good to see this age group really getting their just desserts over the last few years with the Under-23 World Cup and, of course, the qualifiers over the next weekend. Yeah, it's
real slow moving sort of through COVID. When,
of course.
When neither of us were able to travel or anything, so it's...
I just think the sport's always needed it. We see a drop-off in New Zealand around 18 to 20.
Yep.
You know, whether it be because there's no rep softball anymore, or they just, you know, life gets busy. I get that as well. But very important to keep that age group excited about maybe that next step. Smith takes the walk. They'll put runners on the corners for Australia.
Thanks, Andrew Allen, for your comment, mate. That means a lot.
Oh, we're hitting the comments now.
Hayden Dobe's another of the Aussie under-23s. He was the youngest actually in the team that went away, and he's just recently been named in the Aussie Steelers squad as well. So very experienced for being one of the younger players.
Yeah. Of course, Steelers current world champions.
Yep, in 23s and open men's.
All right.
Yep.
Settle down.
I might say it a couple of times.
What were we? 7th? 8th?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, well, we're trying to forget.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously the Black Sox hold very good tradition with how many World Cups that they've won. So I think
7.
we're still we're still a little
I
behind.
can tell you all the
there,
years.
so,
8 if we're including the women's in
Yes.
82.
Yep. I do remember that. I was actually still here then.
Jackson Baldwin on the screen now.
Oh, yep.
One of our up-and-comers here in the Hutt Valley.
Yep.
Goes up out of the zone for another walk. And that will load the bases here for Australia. And that will bring to bat Corey List. Listy batting against his teammate for the past summer. Should be fun. Of course, Corey had a sabbatical. Went home for his 21st birthday and ended up winning a national title and getting MVP at that title as well for his, 17th season in the under-23s or something? What was it, 7? 5?
No,
Something like
5.
5, okay.
Yeah. He's still got another 2 years.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I forgot. I knew 7 was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
mind games between.
Queensland have won it 7 years in a row. So
Crazy.
yeah.
Well, that'll make Chopper happy.
You support New South Wales, don't you?
I don't really care, to be honest with you,
yeah.
Tech, but I do like winding up Chop with the old Up the Blues.
One thing, I don't think Corey's faced Snake before, has he?
I don't think so. Nader against Listy, this might be a first.
Yeah.
Inside for the ball. 2 balls out. Nader, second year with Totara Park Softball Club. He had a year up in the North Shore with East Coast Bays and a pick-up with Northcote. Like I mentioned before, recently named in that Canada under-23, so he's got a qualifier as well to play in.
Do we know where they're going to play their qualifier? Sort of, it involves North and South America,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it does, yeah. Tries to go on the outside. Take that to 3-1. Rico Morris warming up with the mitt. Oh, try stitch up with the camera there. Good quick cut there by his club president. And with that walk, we'll walk in a runner here for Australia. Listy to 1. Dobe to 2. Smith to 3. And Goffer to home.
The Germinator up to bat.
So Gurman.
It is Gurman, yes.
Okay.
Nikki
okay.
G, yep.
Nikki G.
Yep,
I'd much rather all the nicknames.
yep.
Good starter there from Tessin. Down and off the pads of Bolger to bring in Smith for the second run. And how quick a game can close up.
Yep. All the runners moving round.
Sorry about that. Still loaded bases here. 2 down. A foul ball called from Downs. Bolger goes for the out at home. Inches. Fouled away to the football in the back. You're going to have to get higher nets one day. Okay, is this the jump? Sad guys if it is. Up and down. In slow motion even. Oh, wow. You guys. One ball, 2 strikes. Thiessen tries to go on the outside.
Good eye, Nick.
Take it to 2-2. Tick, I know you have your own program with Stingers over in Aussie. So what's next for that little setup that you've got? Not so little anymore.
Yeah, we just do the travel stuff. We're not so much with club stuff anymore. So we're actually off to the ISCs in July.
Wicked.
In Mankato. So it's and we're trying to incorporate as many of the boys that are sort of involved in this age group. But obviously it's been a big cost and time off for several of them. So
and that
sort of,
softball.
Yeah.
Yep, gets us on the pocket.
Yep,
Sure does.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, that will be the last out, leaving loaded bases, I guess. But that's definitely 3. Not before Aussie score a couple, and they cut it in half. It's 8 runs to 4. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be back with the top of the 4th right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are watching, it's good to have you here on a, what is it, Wednesday night? Had to check that for a sec. Wednesday night ball, under lights at Fraser Park, got to be happy with it. It's usually our under 17s playing on a Wednesday. And of course, the season's done. I'll get over it quickly. Trey Ferry ends the bat now. Was started at catcher, now in at right field. Gets a piece, dribbling it up. Hot corner comes forward, makes the play in time for the first outs. Gurman.
Nick Gurman.
Nicky G.
On the hot corner there.
And we'll go back to, here we go on the replay here.
Yep. On the inside, sort of jammed him up a little. Nick's come across. Sharked it from Corey. Gets the out nicely.
Takirika Cooper Nicola into bat now. The lead off for this team. The centre fielder. Look at that here. What are we calling him? The flying mullet.
Isn't it flowing?
Oh, mate. Watching him on the hill for us this year. Specimen. Absolute.
No wind tonight, so it's not sort of fluffing out.
Takirika Cooper Nicola.
Isn't he an exciting player?
Oh, yes. He was in that under-18s a few years ago in Palmy. Has now gone on to higher honours.
Yep.
Has played a couple games for the Black Sox. Out of the
quick.
Pornick. Oh, so quick.
Yep.
So quick. Playing out of the Pornicky Kilburnie club. Got family up in Auckland, of course. The Cooper Nicola name.
Yep.
Very much around. Little brother Polders playing for the under-18s this weekend.
Oh, nice. Yep.
He's a great kid. Big fan of his.
Yep.
And, of course, Sister Miki is pretty awesome as well.
Yep. I think even the under-18s, just, you know, the next couple of days as
Dog.
well. So they sort of missed that World Cup age group. So, you know, whatever experience that they get internationally, it's awesome. It's just, you know.
Just having this is, when was the last time we had international ball? 2023, I think. I don't even know. I think maybe 2022 when we had the World Cup. But, yeah, it's about time. And Calhoun Ballpark, I mean, the way they did it up for the 18s in 2020, it's international standard. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And I'm glad it's being used again for this level.
Yep.
Let alone for a tournament. Cooper Nicola goes slamming it up the middle. Listy just can't get to it. Tries though. And you'll see those white pants will have a black mark on them now. Oh, maybe not. Right up the middle did TK. Safe on first base, but of course he's got his running shoes on. And that's going to bring us back Josh Jacobs. Second base playing short now. Strike called on the first pitch. Clip in the outside. I mean, I do love shoes, guys, but
Yeah.
come on. Oh, wow. TK steals second.
Has the next batter got duct tape in his shoes? Do you call it that? Electrical tape?
We're at the end
Hold
of the
them in?
season, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anything to hold
Just
them
hold
together.
them in.
Get through another week and then start the savings again for next season's guess. Jacobs hits inside outs to the right field court. Cooper Nicola tags up but thinks against it. Good catch in the right field for the second outs.
Might be
Groff.
left field, actually.
Oh, left field, sorry. Yeah. That one was for you, Mel. Back to fronts. O'Leary into bat now. Speaking of left fielders. Out of the Hutt City United club. Really come into his own as a power hitter and great batter in the last few years. Cementing a spot in the NFC side.
He had a dinger on the first or second innings, I think.
Doesn't
Maybe
surprise
second.
me.
Yeah.
Gets that and sends it to right field. And that will be the third out.
That's Lockie Coe.
Lockie Coe gets the third out here to retire the side. Another donut for the Hutt Valley side. as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Hutt Valley All-Stars 8s, Australia under 23 4. Welcome back to the bright lights of Fraser Ballpark, Sorensen Field, which is the venue for this international friendly between Hutt Valley All-Stars and Australia under 23. One change in the field for Hutt Valley All-Stars in a right field. Talon's coming to the game. The lefty. Get a shot of his glove. It's massive. Trey Ferry has gone over to left field. Takutaka Cooper Nicola still in at centre field. There you go. Look at that. Catches the ball, I'll tell you that much. Out of the zone for the ball.
So batting, we have MJ Telfer. He's also a member, I think I might have mentioned, of the under-19s that went to Mexico.
So what you're saying is they've got some experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I think out of the 6 or 15, I think maybe 12, I think, have had international experience at a World Cup.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and some of them several, like through the under 23s and the under 18, 19s.
Nader tries to drop it in the zone but just outside. Cools downs. Pulls the strings on that one, dead ball. So tell us a bit about your seasons, Tech. How do those work? So you play during winter, is it?
We play 12 months of the year.
Outstanding.
So in Queensland, there's probably 5 associations that sort of couple play summer and couple play winter. And so wherever you are, you're sort of within half an hour of an association. So
oh, wow. Gets him swinging for the strikeouts.
A couple of these boys, though, even through Victoria, you know, obviously the weather's sort of not ideal through winter, but they have a winter comp down there as well. And there's several players that sort of hop in between in the competitions. So it's some of the boys, Queensland boys, go and play in New South Wales, and whoops.
Ball outside. We'll blame that on the blister. Nader's pitching with a blister on his pitching hand on his index finger, right where he would use it for the ball. So can't imagine it's easy out there for him.
No.
He'll go all day though.
Yep. You think though, sort of at the end of the season, it might have sort of turned into a bit of a callus by now.
I think it's a new one,
Oh, shit.
unfortunately. I won't tell you the list of other things he's had to deal with. But he still goes hard. Gets him swinging for strike 2. Lucky go from right field. Gets him on the outside for the strikeout called. And it's quick 1-2. On the outside, swing, pitch for the strike.
So Nick Crouch, who's batting at the moment, he's been through the Queensland program all the way through from under 15s right the way up. It's been the last few years in under 23s. He's one of the country boys from up in Rocky.
Are we playing time? Surely not playing 7 innings. Surely time. And a quick 1-2-3 for Nader with the KC and the K. And that retires the side. I think we're just going to have a quick... they're going back out there. We've got 4 completed here. I think we've been playing for an hour and a half. Will that be a game break between the necks? I think they're going to call this one. We'll just double check. We'll stay with it for a second. I think that is the ball game here for this one. With Hutt Valley All-Stars taking out the dub. 8 runs to 4. All right, we'll just sign off for this one. We have a quick break, and I think we'll be back with the second game starting at 8-ish. Look at that here.
Luscious locks, okay?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us for this one. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the second one, I think, around about 8. See you then.